Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Radio Public, Podchaser, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 63. Available now. Yo! Whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Space Jam: A New Legacy. It is the standalone sequel to the 1996 live-action animated basketball comedy adventure Space Jam. This one stars LeBron James, Don Cheadle, Sonequa Martin Green, the voices of Eric Bauza, Zendaya, Gabriel Iglesias, and then the antagonist, the Goon Squad, is Anthony Davis, Nneka Ogwumike, Diana Taurasi, Damian Lillard, Klay Thompson, and I think I'm forgetting somebody, but I also think that's it. And it's directed by Malcolm D. Lee, who directed the two Best Man movies. He directed Undercover Brother. He directed Barbershop, The Next Cut, Night School, Girls Trip. You got LeBron James. Maybe you're familiar with him. And he is visiting the Warner Brothers set because they have a pitch to, get him some new endorsement, and it's all designed by Al G. Rhythm, Don Cheadle. He doesn't like the idea, but his son, who is more into video games and creating video games than basketball, has some ideas that the antagonist likes. He abducts the kid. He challenges LeBron to a basketball game to save his son. LeBron recruits the Looney Tunes, and we have our movie. Now, see, I was 10 years old when the original Space Jam came out, and rewatching it last night, it holds up. It's fun. It's not meant to be a prestige piece of acting auteurism or whatever, man. It's a goofy ass movie where the most popular basketball in the world at the time has a game with the Looney Tunes as its teammates, and the villains are powered by some NBA All-Stars. The concept in itself is bananas. And the story to this movie, the concept works. LeBron is hard on his kid, wants him to focus on basketball. He's into video games. He doesn't know how to tell his dad that he's not, doesn't have a passion for the game like LeBron does. And this one is, it's a video game based, and the way that the Goon Squad, instead of the Monstars, the Goon Squad assembles their team, it's clever. It works. The concept works. And again, the first Space Jam wasn't, a showcase of acting talents. Michael Jordan couldn't act, but he did a good enough job to, I think, carry that movie. LeBron James can't act for shit, but he does a good enough job to carry this movie. And my faults with this movie is the worst, most unapologetic case of product placement I've ever seen. This movie is Warner Brothers saying, hey, look at all these properties we own. Look at all the characters that we have the rights to. And look at all these universes that we're either going to ruin or have no idea how to make a cohesive fucking universe. I enjoyed the setup to this movie. I really liked everything, LeBron and his son not understanding each other, the father-son dynamic of how do I tell my dad I don't want to go down the path he wants me to go down, and then LeBron getting his ultimatum, trying to recruit this team, and everything with animated LeBron James was funny. Like, it's like I said, it's video games. So like in the original, it's Michael Jordan on this cartoon basketball court playing with all these cartoon basketball characters, animated Looney Tune characters, and it was interesting the whole time. Like, everything in A New Legacy to me was entertaining. And then it's like when the game started, that's when I started to like not necessarily lose interest, but I wasn't as invested. Like, it's like the game was like the least important part of the plot to everybody involved with this movie. And it's like, if you've seen the trailers, there are the characteristics that the Goon Squad has. Like, I don't know. Like Goon Squad and Toon Squad, I think that it was a lazy team name, honestly. Like, I don't want to, if you haven't seen the trailers, I don't want to necessarily give away what each Goon Squad member does, but it plays. Like, there's some good there's some good scenes, and like when it seems like the good guys have no chance, like there are cool moments. Like, I'm glad that, like, this is available on HBO Max, but I'm glad I watched it in a theater because, like, this movie is all special effects. So, like, to see them and appreciate them, like, it's cool to see on a bigger screen, in my opinion. Like I said, everything with the 2D animation was cool. There are some funny moments. There's a lot of fun to be had in this movie. Like, I'm not just going to come out and trash it. Like, yeah, like, Michael Jordan is, like, who I think the GOAT is. But I'm not going to sit here and wipe my ass with, like, LeBron's legacy. Like, LeBron is one of the best players of all time. LeBron James is a monster. But I think this is the lesser Space Jam movie. Because, like I said, it's Warner Brothers unapologetically shoving in your face how many characters they own. Like, the crowd in this movie is completely ridiculous. And maybe that, like, I was watching the game. Like, don't get me wrong. I was watching the game. But, and like, sidebar, with the premiere and this movie coming out, with the NBA Finals going on at the same time, if the Lakers would have made the finals, like, how would LeBron have balanced all this? Like, some people say that the NBA be rigged, and when, like, the Lakers were incredibly injured, so they weren't gonna make the finals no matter what. But hypothetically. And then I want, like, this movie started filming before the Anthony Davis trade to the Lakers. So I was paying attention to the dialogue. Like, if LeBron says anything or the Anthony Davis character says anything Laker related, I wanted to see if the Pelicans were going to, like, say, oh, tampering, just Space Jam, A New Legacy, tampering from 2 years ago. But there's nothing. Like, they interact, like, twice. And yeah, but it's like there are references to the first movie. I thought this movie was going to completely ignore the original, but there are references to the first movie, and I think they're all cool references. And there is one very cool cameo, like, actually pretty funny cameo. And but yeah, like, it's longer than the original, so maybe maybe there are pacing issues, because the original, like, hits you boom 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 boom. And the pacing is great, and, like, the jokes hit, the score hits, the original soundtrack is amazing. Like, the score didn't work for me in this movie. The soundtrack definitely didn't work for me in this movie. But yeah, like, there is enjoyment to be had. Like, I'm not trying to bash Space Jam 2, but the actual game should have been the most interesting part of this movie, and it wasn't. With all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that Space Jam: A New Legacy is solid. Have you seen Space Jam: A New Legacy, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Which Space Jam do you prefer, the Michael Jordan movie or the LeBron James movie? Like, I'll rewatch this down the road. Like, of course I'm gonna buy it, but, you know, it's got to be said. Like, I think the original was a better made Space Jam movie. I have recently posted reviews for Black Widow, for the Forever Purge, the Boss Baby Family Business. Tomorrow I want to watch Escape Room Tournament of Champions. And next weekend I want to watch and review the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, and Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. And then on the podcast, we're going to talk about M. Night Shyamalan. I don't think we did after Glass came out, so we're going to do it now. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.